I feel like we should make one of those 5-on-5 matches like a blood and guts match or like a war games match, whatever they were, like war guts, bro. So we're gonna call it war guts, bro. We're gonna put it together, bro.
What?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Everybody always talking about a WWE AEW matchup, Forbidden Door. I mean, we don't know if Tony Khan or Triple H will ever let that happen. You know what I'm saying? But ego's got a factor to play into it. But we're just gonna do a little fantasy booking right here, right now. Two channels collide. Narcolepsy 94, Rated M Wrestling connected together. We're gonna do a little WWE AEW, little I guess you could say Forbidden Door, a little fantasy card. We're gonna do 8 matches total. We'll explain all the stipulations for the matches as we go through. So this should be a little fun, man. Like I said, not saying this will ever happen. We don't know. We don't know the future, but we're just gonna kind of put something fun together for everybody. So, with that being said, Mo is gonna be representing AEW. I'm going to represent the WWE, and then we will go back and forth picking matches together. So Mo will name a superstar, and then I will have to match up a superstar with the superstar that he named, and vice versa. So that being said, let's get started with the first match.
All right, cool. So representing Team AEW, man, I'm personally going to throw out the name Bryan Danielson.
I knew he was going to throw that name out there, so I already had a guy that I was prepared to match up with him. I'm trying to think of people we can match up with, other people that we haven't seen them wrestle yet, or maybe seen them wrestle at, like in a main event elite level matches, you could say. So I figured Bryan Danielson would be a name. He's still one of the best wrestlers in the world, definitely one of the best AEW has. So think about this. Hear me out, right? Hear me out, right? I know everybody gonna feel this. They're gonna feel the energy for this. Bryan Danielson versus Gunther. Come on now.
That's exactly what I was hoping for, bro. That right there is like my match that I'm like, damn, we're probably never gonna get it because like Danielson's on his last run, and then Gunther's doing his thing over there. It's like, damn. But that is the one.
Match wouldn't be too flashy, I guess you could say, when it comes to high flying moves and everything. But I mean, the technical aspect, the physicality, bro, sign me up for that, bro. Write the check right now. Write the check.
7 stars right there, bro.
Gunther versus Bryan Danielson would be a match of the year candidate, if we're being honest. Like, as far as like in 2024, match of the year candidate without a doubt, bro. That match would be tremendous.
Hell yeah, bro. That is the match. That is the match.
So you throw out the name Bryan Danielson. We got Bryan Danielson versus Gunther as one match. I'm going to throw out the name Seth Rollins.
I think the easy answer here for me is Will Ospreay because of their little bit of kind of Twitter beef that they had back in 2019 that got Seth Rollins a little bit of heat with the IWC. But I think also that match would just bang. Like that's been a dream match for a lot of people for a long ass time. Another name that you can see for Seth Rollins is also Jon Moxley, but I'm gonna keep it to Will Ospreay because we have seen Mox and Rollins before, but we haven't seen Ospreay and Rollins yet. So
I think that would be a tremendous matchup right there. I was hoping he was gonna say Will Ospreay. I feel like that made the most sense. Plus, with the little Twitter interaction they had about 5 years ago, I don't think there's really much you have to do to build it up from a story perspective. I think it's more so just the in-ring match quality. People are just going to thrive and see the most out of it. So totally agree with that pick right there.
So let's throw in some women in here, bro. Let's start with our one-on-one women's match. For me, I'm going to throw out the easy name of Mercedes Moné, a.k.a. Sasha Banks.
Now, Mercedes has wrestled a lot of people in WWE because she was there at one point. So I could go maybe for an epic rivalry renewed, maybe something different, something new as well. You know what? I'm going to revisit an old rivalry, and I'm just going to say Bayley. I feel like that's an easy matchup to have. They have a legit story that's already been told, and I'm thinking of the story aspect of Mercedes now representing AEW, Bayley representing WWE. Both are champions right now. So I feel like that's an easy story to tell, especially with the history. We know they can have great matches together because they've shown that. I mean, still to this day, they've arguably had the greatest women's match in WWE history at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. So I think there's a good story right there. And I it's hard for me to believe that people just instantly wouldn't be invested into that. You know what I'm saying? Like Bayley versus Mercedes, especially with this new version of Mercedes and her not being in the WWE anymore. She's able to kind of branch out maybe a little bit more with a little bit of creative freedom as well. So I kind of like that matchup right there. And we can add a little stipulation to this match after we get through the rest of these matches as well. All right, so for a men's tag team, I would say the Usos, but they're not together right now. So
Yeah.
can't really say them because Jimmy's not around right now and Jay's been kind of doing his own thing. So I would pick the Usos, but we're gonna just, I'm gonna ramp to a different aspect. I'm gonna think of a different tag team who's still, I guess you could say, on the upcoming on the main roster wise, but NXT wise, one of the best tag teams ever. I'm gonna say DIY.
Oh man. Okay. DIY. See, this is perfect because I had one specific tag team from AEW that is personally one of my favorite tag teams in the world right now. One of my favorite tag teams of all time, to be honest. And they have a history with DIY. Speaking of NXT, and probably, maybe, arguably the best NXT tag match of all time. I got FTR.
There's an easy feud right there that we can go back to as well. Obviously, FTR when they were the revival in WWE, but I mean, FTR been killing it outside of WWE. DIY, they're the tag team champions right now, and I think Triple H loves them so much, and I think we've seen that throughout the bookings past of them. So I definitely think they'll be a solidified tag team within the next couple of years, like as far as like one of the best. So that's an easy matchup right there. That's money. That's money.
So I know he's on the injured list right now, but he's still one of the best in AEW, still one of the best in the world when healthy. What do you got for Kenny Omega?
That's another guy Seth Rollins could have matched up with. That would have been money. Yeah. There's a lot of great people you can match him up with. If I'm gonna pick one guy, not named Seth Rollins, to match up Kenny with, I'm gonna go with Roman Reigns.
That is a personal dream match for me as well, bro.
Really? Okay.
Since the Tribal Chief turn and like when they were like the guys in each of their companies, especially in 2021, that was my dream match right there.
Yeah, 2021 was a very good peak for WWE and AEW, especially. That was the highest peak for AEW in my personal opinion. So, I like that matchup right there. The Cleaner versus the Tribal Chief,
especially because Kenny has gotten so much better on the mic. They would cook.
And Roman, I mean, we're talking about bad on the mic too. Roman is, it used to be bad. It used to be bad days, man. Suffer succotash.
Yeah, no more suffer succotash no more, bro.
And magic beans, bro. We ain't forget about that. We ain't forget about that.
Christ.
So I'm interested to see what you have for this person. We're talking legend, one of the greatest of all time. I feel like it's only right to have Randy Orton a part of this, so I'm gonna throw out Randy Orton.
I'm not gonna lie, Randy Orton didn't even come across my mind, but he should have.
Got to, man.
He's still one of the best, if we're being honest. He's still one of the best.
Easily. Got to be particular now, man. Come on, the people gonna be expecting something great.
Looking at Mox, I'm looking at Moxley. Maybe revisit a couple rivalries with Copeland and Christian Cage. I think I'm gonna give the match to MJF. MJF as a heel reminds me a little bit of that cocky young Randy Orton heel. Like legend killer type of heel. Obviously, MJF hasn't exactly gone the legend killer route, but they have that same kind of. I think MJF was better on the mic than Randy Orton was at that age.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but oh man, it's kind of like Randy Orton getting a glimpse of his past a little bit.
Cocky self, yeah, the cocky, arrogant stuff. Like, I used to be you, kid. Like, what do you think? Who do you think you are? Like,
exactly.
I was you at one point. Like, so I like that matchup. I like that. I mean, that's really like it kind of reminds me a little bit maybe of a little bit of Undertaker, Randy Orton, like legend versus legend killer vibes. Like Orton was legend killer back then. MJF obviously isn't the legend killer gimmick, but for him to go up against somebody like Orton, I mean, he would want to stamp his legacy by trying to cement his legacy further by destroying Randy Orton's legacy. So, I mean, I like that matchup.
And I think like their style of wrestling would match because they're more storytelling oriented, especially like MJF. Orton's more methodical, but
I like that one, man. There's a lot of matches that we've named that easily could be the main event. Like easily could just
honestly, yeah. So we're gonna do a 5-on-5. This time we're gonna start with the men's. For my AEW side, I gotta have Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, Adam Cole, Orange Cassidy, and Malachi Black.
Okay, that's a nice little lineup. I rock with that, man. Respect to Orange Cassidy, bro. They be sleeping on Goat Cassidy, bro. I don't like the disrespect for Orange Cassidy, man. I like that.
I feel like the dynamic between OC and not Aleister Black, my bad, Malachi Black would be kind of funny because they're two like kind of distinct characters, and then you got Moxley and Kingston being homies. Then you got Adam Cole as the cool guy over there.
So this is gonna be a bit interesting. I was trying really hard to think of people I could fit, but some people just ain't gonna be able to make the cut for the show, unfortunately. I like the tag match that I have here. So representing Team WWE is gonna be CM Punk. We have LA Knight, Braun Breaker, AJ Styles, and the last one, Logan Paul.
That's a great on a super card. Okay, you
Yes,
know what?
sir.
It's a 5-on-5. It's a 5-on-5.
Yes, sir. Logan Paul, let's be honest, he cooks in the ring. He has great matches, and
I mean, yeah,
for him, I mean, he is team WWE. So him being the ultimate heel that he could be, he would be that one guy that like the team doesn't want on the team and the fans don't want in the match. He's that one guy that you look at as like, wow, why is he here, bro? Why is he
there's
here?
always
But
that one guy.
but he forced himself in there. Like, I'm here, and then he could be in that match and he could have a couple eliminations or surprise some people. He's that one guy that people just refuse to realize is really good at what he does because they just don't want him to be that good. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna throw Logan Paul in that aspect. LA Knight, upcoming, popular. Braun Breaker, one of the future stars of WWE, and then you have two top guys, legends, and AJ Styles and CM Punk. So I like the matchup right there. I like that matchup. All right, so since we did a 5-on-5 men's, it's only right we do a 5-on-5 women's. This one is a little bit tough too, because some people may not make the bill for this one. So for my women's side representing WWE, I'm gonna throw Tiffany Stratton on there, women's Money in the Bank. I'm gonna throw Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I feel like it's only right to put Bianca on there. She's one of the top stars in the women's division, and Jade is one of the people actually who left AEW to come to WWE. So, boom, you got her. I'm gonna put Rhea Ripley on there, mommy. Now I could put maybe like a Liv Morgan on there, but I feel like with the little beef that they're not gonna get along. Let's be honest. This is they're gonna cost the whole team the whole match, so we can't really do that. So it's kind of one of the reasons I didn't put Drew McIntyre on the men's side either, because him and CM Punk, and that's not gonna. I'm saying that's not gonna work. So instead, and this one may be a little swerve as well. It may surprise you here. Instead of putting Liv on here, I'm gonna put Roxanne Perez. That's the only NXT person I'm gonna book on this show. I'm gonna put Roxanne Perez, young and upcoming talent who is bright for the future, easily to represent WWE and the NXT brand. I think that makes sense.
All right. So on my AEW side, I just threw some big names in there.
Okay.
Just some great names in there. So I got Willow Nightingale, Tony Storm, Jamie Hayter, Hikaru Shida, and Britt Baker.
I can smell what you're cooking over there. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just star power.
Star power alone. I like that. I love what AEW's been doing with their women's division lately too. So I love that. I love that matchup right here. There's always gonna be some controversial because not everybody can make the list, but I like what you got. I was gonna put Io in there, but I replaced Roxanne with Io. So sorry.
Ah man, yep. I mean, she has been having a better year than Io, to be honest. So.
Yeah, and that's not me saying that Io is lesser than Roxanne or anything. I'm just looking at different matchups you could possibly have. Like I like the possibility of different matchups we could put on there. So Roxanne was kind of a wild card. So I put Logan Paul in there.
So for our main event here, I gotta put the AEW World Champion on the card. He has to be on the card. So I can't speak English. Swerve Strickland is gonna be in my main event.
Well, I think the obvious choice. I mean, I have to put Cody Rhodes on here somewhere. So Cody Rhodes versus Swerve Strickland, 2 world champions. I think that's a perfect matchup right there. Cody left AEW. We know the story to come to WWE. He's top guy right now. Swerve is top guy in AEW. I think that's a match that screams money for itself. So Cody Rhodes is definitely going to be the next choice.
So our AEW WWE Super Card goes like this. We got Cody Rhodes versus Swerve, Rollins versus Ospreay, Gunther versus Bryan, DIY versus FTR, Orton versus MJF, Bayley versus Moné, Kenny Omega versus Roman Reigns, and then we have 2 5-on-5 matches, and they go like this. Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Tiffany Stratton, and Roxanne Perez against Willow Nightingale, Toni Storm, Jamie Hayter, Britt Baker, and Hikaru Shida. In our men's 5-on-5, we got CM Punk, LA Knight, AJ Styles, Braun Breaker, and Logan Paul going up against Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, Malachi Black, Adam Cole, and Orange Cassidy.
Obviously, some people are probably going to be upset because I don't have Damian Priest on there, no Drew McIntyre. Some of these people I feel like you could insert into some of these matches, maybe like interferences and stuff if you wanted to do like your own fantasy booking, that's cool. But no way people can look at this, bro, and not feel it, bro. Like the energy of all these matches we put together just randomly. Any stipulations should we add? Should we add any stipulations? I feel like we talked about it off the air, but I feel like we should make one of those 5-on-5 matches like a blood and guts match or like a war games match, whatever they were, like war guts, bro. That's what we're gonna call it, war guts, bro. We're gonna put it together, bro. It's a war guts match, bro. It's a combination of blood and guts, a combination of war games all together. So the men's or the women's side, I feel like we should give it to the women's.
Yeah, just boost that up a little bit more.
Yeah,
maybe even make it our main event.
Give it to the women, yeah. I mean, give it to the women's side. Bayley versus Mercedes is also another match I think we could put a stipulation on, even though they could have a regular good singles match. Just with the history alone off that feud, maybe like a 2 out of 3 falls. If there's more stipulations you'd like to add, we put 2 of them on here. If you would like to add another stipulation to maybe a couple of these other matches, then you can leave it in the comments. You can decide, with your wild self, you can decide what type of stipulation you'd like to put, in that. So I like the card that we built, honestly, bro. The card that we built, like I like the way it's structured. It's a mixture of past matches, dream matches, unpredictable matches, stipulations. You got a little bit of everything in there. So I like what we did.
So do I, man. This is great. I love it.
So make sure you guys subscribe to Rated M Wrestling channel. Make sure you subscribe to Narcolepsy Boy 94's channel. We might do some more collaborations like this in the future. If you want to see some more collaborations with different ideas and videos between the both of us, or maybe others included, let us know in the comment section as well. And this was fun, man. This was fun. I liked what we did here.
Definitely was, man. Make sure to support both the channels. Make sure to check out the No Name Wrestling podcast that we are both on every Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. It's a lot of fun. Great show. Pull up.
Yes, sir.
Look in my eyes, no fear. It's the big man time in the place right here.